Alrighty, guys. Good afternoon to you all here. Happy Friday, April 18th, 2025. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. And this is going to be a pretty brief video today. We've got some severe weather to cover for today, tomorrow, and Sunday. If you guys were watching the stream last night, we were live for about 7 hours on TikTok talking about the ridiculous amount of tornado warnings we had last night. We had a tornado emergency last night. A long track, violent tornado went through southern Iowa last night. Definitely was in the forecast, and it happened. Potentially seeing a significant tornado moving through portions of southern Iowa there, just south of Des Moines. It was just a really crazy night last night in terms of large hail damaging winds and then the couple tornadoes that did happen. So as we continue to get reports and estimates on those tornadoes and just damage that was done, I'll keep you guys updated in future videos. But right now, just still not a lot of information on what happened last night, and hopeful that thoughts and prayers go out to those people that were impacted those storms last night. Definitely was a long night there in Nebraska and Iowa last night as you guys were watching that stream and in general. So we're gonna go ahead and move on, talk about severe weather today. I will let you guys know in advance I'm not gonna be live covering today or tomorrow. We might be live on Sunday. It's Easter weekend here. We've got plans, we've got stuff going on, so there'll be video updates today, tomorrow, and into Sunday. But you guys will not see me on live stream probably today or tomorrow. If I do a live stream, it would just be due to update, but you guys will not see me on live stream today or tomorrow, at least as of right now. So we will go ahead and talk now. We got showers and thunderstorms ongoing here in portions of the Northeast this morning. The Michigan Great Lakes area seeing some storms move through that complex that moved through last night, now moving out up into Canada. We got some elevated snow showers and some rain up into Canada, some isolated rain and snow showers back from basically the plains all the way down toward the Four Corners there. Other than that, you can see our vertical shear that'll be in place here with that trough moving in. That's going to allow the setup for today. We do have a marginal and a slight risk for severe weather from Texas all the way up to Michigan. This has downtrended just a little bit this afternoon. In terms of the overall impacts, we're still going to see the threat for a couple tornadoes, some damaging winds, and some large hail out there today, but I don't think this is going to be what yesterday was, at least in terms of the setup. So we'll go ahead and break down the timing here, talk about what's going to happen for the rest of the weekend here, get you guys out the door. I'm not going to spend too much time on this video talking about next week. We'll start to do that as we go towards tomorrow and Sunday, but I just wanted to get a video out here to get you guys knowing what's going to be happening over the next couple of days. Remember, guys, if you are in risk zones, please be weather aware, have alerts on your phones. We saw last night in a 2 and a 5% tornado risk, violent tornadoes happen. And, some people think that if they're in a 2 or 5% tornado risk or a low end tornado risk, that it's not going to happen or that it just can't happen because it's so low. And we saw the exact opposite of that happen last night. We saw a tornado emergency. We saw a very large violent tornado on the ground last night in the middle of Iowa, and it just did horrific damage to some areas. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. We'll go ahead and dive into this video, talk about what we're going to see, and we'll get you guys already. This is going to be our Storm Prediction Center outlook for today here, April 18th, 2025. We've got a marginal and a slight risk for severe weather back up into the Great Lakes, all the way down here into the South and Central Plains here. We do have a level 2 slight risk as well, back up into northern Texas, all the way up here into Illinois, Indiana, and southwestern portions of Michigan there. So the threats for today: tornado risk is a 2% and a 5%, same as yesterday. We do have an elevated tornado risk if storms can become surface-based down here along the Red River from northeast Texas up towards Tulsa. This is just outside of Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, you guys are in the 2%, not the 5%, so I do want to clarify that, but there still is a 2% chance that a tornado could spin up in your vicinity within a 25-mile radius of a given point. That this is probably one of our longest 2% tornado risks that we've had really so far this year. So basically from Michigan all the way down to Texas, there's a threat for isolated tornadoes today, and then in that elevated spot in the 5. We do have a wind threat as well, 5% in the maroon, winds up to 60 to 70 miles per hour, and then a 15% there in the yellow, 60 to 70 mile an hour winds as well. There is a hatched region there in east central Texas, and that means winds could exceed 75 miles per hour potentially in that hatched region there. So we've got Norman, Muskogee, Shawnee, Ardmore, and Duncan, Oklahoma. Just be mindful of that. If you're in those areas this evening, have a way to get alerts on your phones. Most of these storms aren't going to initiate until after the sun sets tonight. We've also got hail, a large hail threat again, North Texas into Oklahoma here. We could see anywhere in that hatched region there, hail up to 2 to 3 inches in diameter, kind of like what we saw yesterday. Outside of that hatched region in the yellow and in the maroon there, all the way up into Michigan, 1 to 2 inch diameter hail. So not looking at anything too crazy. I'll get to the timing on storms here in just a second. I do want to go ahead and mention we've got another risk zone for tomorrow. This actually just updated here as we are making this video. A marginal risk that extends basically from Texas all the way up into Pennsylvania, and a level 2 slight risk there in the yellow from Texas up to Missouri and Arkansas there. We've got a 2 and a 5% tornado risk as well. You will mention that that risk zone is going to be confined to the southern plains and the Arklatex there, so western Arkansas, southern Oklahoma, most of central Texas there under the 2 and the 5% tornado risk. I wouldn't also be shocked to see if we get a little bit more of an elevated surface level low that could develop here. We could see a stronger tornado threat develop if that were to persist. We'll keep you guys updated on that. Wind threat tomorrow as well, going to be 15 and 5%. Have a way to get alerts on your phones as always, guys, for tomorrow's event. It is Saturday. People are getting together for Easter, all of that, etc. Chance of seeing 60 to 70 mile an hour winds tomorrow, 15 and 5% there in the yellow and in the maroon. And then the hail threat is also hatched back into south central Texas here, where we've got 1 to 2, maybe 2 to 3 inch diameter hail there along the Red River and down just west of Dallas in the Fort Worth area there. Outside of that, there 15 to 5% for damaging hail as well, 1 to 2 inches in diameter. And then we've got one more day of severe weather on Easter Sunday here. Sunday still looks to be a pretty decent day here. I wouldn't be shocked to see an enhanced risk get issued somewhere in the middle still. I also wouldn't be shocked to see this get shifted to the east a little bit over the next couple of days as we get closer to this event on Sunday here. Sunday has a better shot. If instability can be existing, basically we're lacking instability right now. If there's enough instability that can be overcome, we could see a larger tornado threat evolve on Sunday, and we'll be keeping you guys updated. I do plan to go live on Sunday if that does in fact happen. Just going to be taking the next couple of days off in terms of spending time with family and just taking a break from things for a little bit. We've kind of been go over the last couple of weeks. So just be mindful, guys. You won't have me to stream. I don't know if Connor's going to be on. Connor might stream in the next couple of days. I'll get with him and, double check on that. So you guys can always keep up with Connor's Climate Corner here on TikTok as always as well. He'll keep you guys updated on that same information. But like I said, probabilities for Sunday here, marginal and a slight risk here. We'll know more of those probabilities hazard-wise when tomorrow's update gets here. And then after that, nothing expected on the day to 4 through 8 outlook here, although we could see some severe weather fire off between Tuesday and Friday, potentially in and around the Southern Plains here, Oklahoma, Texas area. We'll keep you guys updated on that. We'll go ahead and talk about what we're going to see today. We'll start region-wise here. We'll go up to the Ohio Valley here in the Midwest and talk about the reflectivity. I will let you guys know, like I said, we'll have some pretty decent instability, and I've mentioned this as well the last couple of days. Our timing of our low-level shear is what's really making the overall high-end ceiling for this event not happen. There will be the threat for a couple tornadoes out there, some damaging winds and some large hail, but you guys see these storms don't really start to initiate until right around 5 to 6 p.m. Once the sun is getting ready to start setting. That's when your temperature is lower to where your dew points are at, that capping inversion breaks. There could be a couple of these storms that could be producing some significant large hail, damaging winds, and maybe a brief couple tornadoes. I haven't seen the signature of a long track tornado yet. Maybe a couple cells in here around southern Illinois around 8 to 10 p.m. producing maybe an isolated tornado, but scattered cells across the board here, scattered in numerous storms potentially after 11 p.m. tonight. Rain, wind, really going to be a rainmaker for a lot of people. This is where these rainfall totals are eventually going to add up here, where we could see anywhere from 3 to potentially 5 inches of rainfall, maybe 6 to 8 here in some local areas. So just be mindful here. Heavy rainfall going to be a big thing. There is actually a moderate risk for flash flooding by WPC. They issued that from northern Texas up through Oklahoma and into Missouri. So just be mindful if you're in the Arklatex up into the Missouri Boot Hill area here and into the central and southern plains where there will be a flooding threat. But showers and storms will continue through about midnight here. We'll continue to see clusters, and by sunrise tomorrow morning, we're still going to have ongoing rain, showers, and thunderstorms, and possibly some low and severe weather ongoing through the Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana lines here. So we're going to have to watch out for you guys. I'll keep you guys updated on that. We might do a live stream tonight after 10 p.m. We'll just kind of see what happens with things here. I do want to get an update out to you guys this evening, so we'll try and do that. Just looking at instability values as well for today. Instability will be very much in place. You can see those storms eating that energy as we go through the midnight to 1 a.m. time frame there, and then there will be some leftover boundary hanging through tomorrow. We could see some showers and some severe weather across the lower Ohio Valley tomorrow morning through about midday Saturday. So we'll keep you guys updated on that there. We'll go up here to the Midwest here as well, talk about the Wisconsin, Michigan area here. We'll actually have some pretty decent instability later on this afternoon. So if storms can break that capping inversion in the atmosphere, we'll have a threat for a couple tornadoes and some damaging winds and some large hail. But just going off of what the reflectivity is showing, it looks like there'll be some storms that fire off after 7 p.m. there, and then a couple little bubblers that try to get going, but just really not getting enough convection. And I wonder too if the models are potentially underdoing. That's why I always tell you guys, if you're in a risk zone, be mindful of that, because sometimes models can underdo or overdo on scenarios. So we'll have to see if that comes to fruition tonight. I'll be watching radar for you guys for the afternoon. So like I said, if we need to get on, we'll get on stream. We'll see showers and supercells developing after 6 p.m. as well down here in Oklahoma and Arkansas. A little bit better of an elevated tornado risk that could develop here, as I mentioned, in southern Oklahoma and in western Arkansas here. You can see a couple of these little cells potentially producing some large hail, maybe even a brief spin up or elevated tornado risk there. If storms can become surface-based, as I mentioned, they'll have the threat to produce a tornado, isolated wind, and hail. And then you can see through about midnight to 3 o'clock in the morning, more rounds of showers and storms are going to be coming through the area here. Another thing I want to mention here is going to be the rainfall. I'll just show you guys the rainfall here through the next 24 hours. We'll talk more in depth on this in tomorrow's video. But rainfall total through the next 24 hours, anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rain, maybe some isolated 3-inch spots. And then we go back up here to the Missouri area up into the Ohio Valley here in the Midwest. We could see a little bit more rainfall coming in here as well. There'll be some local spots of maybe 3 to 5 inches of rain, but mostly 1 to 3 with some 3 to 5 inch spots up in here somewhere as well. So other than that, guys, I'm going to leave this video with you guys. We'll talk more in depth on the forecast for tomorrow in tomorrow's video, as well as Sunday. Just wanted to get those risk zones out to you guys. Be safe, be weather aware, guys. Yesterday, like I said, was a wild day in terms of the tornadoes that we saw last night in southern Iowa. To just be mindful if you're in a risk zone, level 1 to 5. Just because you're in a marginal doesn't mean you're not going to see severe weather. It's isolated, but you can see severe weather. So take that seriously all the way up to a high risk, wherever that risk zones are. Just be very, very mindful of that. So I may have an update for you guys tonight. I may not. It'll just kind of depend on what happens today. But other than that, you'll have a video out for tomorrow morning as well. Be safe, guys. Be weather aware. Also, one thing I do want to mention, we got dual stream access back. So we will be going live on YouTube and on TikTok in the future here when we start going live again. Super, super excited about that. So if wherever you watch, whichever platform you're on, we'll be live dual streaming on both going forward. So be safe, guys. Be weather aware and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a happy Easter.